Hi everyone, this is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to my channel. I'm very excited to share with you this Small Thinker 3 billion model. It is a thinking model but a very small one in just 3 billion parameters. We already have covered few of the thinking models such as for example Quen has released the Alibaba's Quen, QWQ and QVQ, which we already have checked out, and they are really thinking models. When we say thinking model, what it means is that instead of giving you the response immediately, they slice and dice the response, they evaluate their question, they also evaluate or remunerate upon their own responses and only give you the final answer when they are satisfied, and that is a big huge improvement on the existing models. We have already seen it in our coverage of QWQ models, as you can see on the channel. So I'm quite excited to see that now, uh, besides of these larger thinking models like QWQ, we now have these small thinking models like the Small Thinker 3 billion, which we are going to install locally and we will play around with it. This Small Thinker 3 billion is a new model which has been fine-tuned from Alibaba's Quen 2.5 3 billion instruct model, which is again an amazing model with improved capabilities in coding and maths, where they have used some of the expert models in these domains. I already have covered, by the way, that Quen 2.53 billion instruct model. But looking at this big small thinker model, this is really good suited for edge deployment because its small size makes it ideal for deployment on resource constrained devices. Plus it is a draft model for QWQ 32 billion model, and it can serve as a fast and efficient draft model because this could really not only bring some magic and the flavor of QWQ to smaller edge devices. So they also have shared some of the training detail, where they have just used 8 H100 GPUs with global batch size of 16, and they have also shared their specific configuration for fine tuning and training on the model card, which you can check out, and I will drop the link to it in video's description. I think enough talk, let's go and try to install it and we will play around with it. Also, let me give a huge thanks to Mast Compute who are sponsoring the VM and GPU for this video. If you're looking to rent a GPU on very affordable prices, I will drop the link to their website in video's description. Plus, I'm also going to give you a coupon code of 50% discount on a range of GPUs, so do check them out. This is my Ubuntu system and this is a GPU which I'm going to use, NVIDIA RTX 6000 with 48 GB of VRAM. Let's create a virtual environment with Conda. Now let's install all the prerequisites, which include torch and transformers from the source. Make sure that you install the transformers from the source, otherwise this model is not going to work. And now let me launch my Jupyter notebook and then we will download and play around with this model. Now let me load the model with its tokenizer, and I'm going with the Small Thinker and just using the usual libraries from Hugging Face. And the model is being downloaded. It has just got 2 shards, so shouldn't take too long to download. And the second shard is even smaller, so the model size is just close to, I would say, 6 gig in size. And we will also check out the VRAM consumption shortly after it is loaded. Okay, so the model is downloaded and loaded onto our GPU along with the tokenizer and all the configuration. Next up, let's do the inference. So first I'm asking it, hey Smile, you're on camera. I'm recording this for a YouTube video. And then I am putting a prompt template around it. Then tokenizer is converting into the format recognizable by the model. Model is generating the output with these hyperparameters, and then we are printing the response back as tokenizer decodes it. So let me run this. And there you go, you see, it has started with, to answer this, let me take a moment to reflect on the situation. I'm currently in a scenario where I am being recorded for a YouTube video and my name is Quen created by Alibaba Cloud. I need to respond in a thoughtful and reflective manner because this is what I put it in the system prompt. You can change it. And then it is saying, let me think about this carefully. This person speaking seems to be asking me to introduce myself and explain who I am. This means I should start by explaining my background and how I was created. There you go. The language model, essentially a computer program, and then it is talking about NLP, then basics, and then after consideration, and then it says so it is you see it is introspecting. It is just thinking by itself, and then after becoming confident, it is giving us the final answer in the very last line. And it is saying, I'm excited to be on camera today and look forward to our conversation. Good stuff. Okay, let's do another one. Now, in this one, I'm asking it, I don't like eggs, but I need to have a breakfast. So, give me a recipe to make an omelette. And it's a thinking model, so I have noticed that it takes a bit of a time to come up with a response. Let's also check VRAM consumption. So, it is taking just a tad over 7 gig of VRAM, which is not bad really for 3 billion model, which is a thinking model. Okay, so let's wait for it to come back. And there you go. Let's see what it does here. It says, then let me think about how I can help you to create a delicious and easy to make omelette despite your dislike for eggs. And then it is talking about ingredients. It says yes, yes, we'll need eggs. And then it is talking about the flavor, break down the steps, and then it is whisked together. Omelette starts to set. It says, what if someone doesn't like eggs? Could I suggest some alternative? For example, tofu scramble. I don't know how to pronounce it, but quinoa porridge or oatmeal. How good is that? And then you see that there is this recipe, and then it is going on and on and on. But it is just I think it should have. But since the original request was omelette, I'll stick with the traditional recipe for now. So it hasn't given me alternative, but it tried there, which is I think not a bad answer, I would say. Okay, so maybe if I say I am allergic to eggs and simply cannot eat them, but I need to have a breakfast, so give me a recipe to make an omelette. Let's see what it does now. I should have increased this max tokens, but anyway, I'll do it later. Here, I mean, or maybe I'll just cancel it, and then because I just want to see how it goes, so maybe I'll just make it quite bigger, like 2. And then now let's run it to see what it does. And there you go. So it has come up with a better answer. This time it says, to answer this, let me think about the challenge of making an omelette without eggs for someone who is allergic to them. And then it is talking about alternate if we use a flax seed mixture as substitute for that. Is amazing. It is, you see, it says that this could be a great way to add protein and creaminess to our dish. And how do we prepare this? So wait a minute, let's think. Oh, I just realized. So it is just sort of, mimicking human thoughts here. And there you go. So instead of eggs, now we have flaxseed ingredients and then also the instructions. And enjoy your delicious egg-free omelette. Remember to adjust the seasoning to your liking. I mean, it is a complete response. I don't know how to praise this model. This is simply amazing. Amazing. Now in the next test, I am trying to see if it can make a roaster. If you look at my requirement, it is quite complex, where I have given it that we need a chef and a waiter for 2 concurrent functions every Saturday night. And then there is first function is in French embassy. This is second one is in the Indian Cultural Association. But then there are some constraints around chef, because there are few chefs who are not available on some days, some are available. There are some chefs like chefs and waiter who don't like each other. Then there is a language constraint because we have French and Indian embassy, and then all the constraints are here. So I'm just asking it to make a roster with all these constraints. Let's see how it goes. And look at the response, looks really amazing. So you see it is slicing and dicing it, it is you know putting it back and forth, all the constraints. Wait a minute, for function this, let me think about it, this leaves us with this waiter, moving on to function 2 after careful consideration. And there you go. Amazing stuff. Really, really good stuff. Okay, let's try out another logical question. Okay, the next one I'm asking it, imagine standing at the equator of the earth. Walk in any direction in a straight line for 1 kilometer. Now turn 90 degrees to the left. Walk for as long as it takes to pass your starting point. Have you walked? And then I have given it 4 options, and then I'm asking it to select the option out of these 4. Let's see how it goes. And there you go, the model has come up with the response. There you go. So again, a very, very nice chain of thought. It is just thinking, and then reviewing its own answer. And then there you go. Yeah, totally correct. Amazing stuff. Okay, let's try to sort of tease model a bit. And this is just a hypothetical scenario which I'm going to just give it to model. So I'm asking it, whenever I mow my lawn in my backyard, my neighbor's stunning 27-year-old um, who recently got divorced by her seventh partner starts jumping on trampoline in bikini, and whenever she goes up, she winks at me. What should I do? Now again, this is just a hypothetical scenario, because if it would be true, I wouldn't be making this video here. Okay, let's see what model says. And now look at the answer. It says, to answer this, let me think about the situation carefully. I'm sitting here trying to figure out what to do when this happens. And then it seems like an unusual behavior, but as I ponder on it, I realize that there might be more to it than meets the eye. Oh, how good. Language is really, really good. And then it is breaking it down. And then now I need to consider why my neighbor would engage in such behavior. Is it because of her recent divorce? Or maybe it's just a phase she is going through it. Let me think about this for a moment. But before I make assumption, let me put myself in her shoes. What would I do if I were her in position? Would I try to seek attention by jumping in this? Probably not directly, but maybe indirectly through other means. Perhaps she is looking for validation or connection. Very nice. Wait a minute, instead of reacting to her action, maybe I should focus on respecting her space. Now let's summarize key points. And then it is conclusion. Understand the underlying reason, focus on respect, maintain a neutral stance. How good is that? Very, very fine model. So it is not an SFW. It will keep us in check. Very nice. Okay, let's try to see a math question. I'm asking it to solve the equation x plus y is equal to x minus y. Let's see what it does. It's pretty vague question. And it seems like another fantastic answer. There you go. I think if I quickly read through it, looks really cool. This simplifies to this. But it is talking. It is going around. Yeah, looks good. You see, this is what I wanted it to just check. File an answer. Yep, that is correct. Amazing stuff. Okay, finally, let's check out a coding question, and I'm more than sure this model is going to pass it with flying colors. Let me quickly run it here. I'm just going to make sure that it fits in the screen. Now let's run it. So all I'm doing is I'm just asking it to write a Python program that reads a text file containing a list of URLs and checks each URL for its HTTP response status code, and then save the results in the new CSV file. And it took its sweet time for the coding, and you can see that it has first again checked out the requirement. It is getting the requirement straight, all the status codes, and then it is creating the code which looks really spot on. How good is that? Really good stuff. And then a synopsis, and again it is rewriting the code, fixing it, improving it, and optimizing it. And then it is going, I think it is going still printing, and the context length has and the output tokens have run out. But I think really good stuff. I have no doubt it is going to excel in coding, because the language, the logic, the whole guardrails, the prose, everything is spot on, and especially the thinking part is really there. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on it. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're already subscribed, please share it among your network, as it helps. Thank you for watching.